Caleb Williams has caught a lot of criticism this season for performing under expectations, along with some other tacky character concerns. But even then, Williams has still maintained talks of being the first overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. It's an interesting tale to tell when looking at statistics and viral clips, but watching his inconsistent film tells something a little different. I looked at 5 USC games through the 2023 season, focusing on Caleb Williams and his performances. 2 started the season out of conference games, 2 in-conference games, and 1 out-of-conference massive primetime game. Here is how good Caleb Williams actually is. USC's season opener was scary for a while, but behind a Caleb Williams masterclass, USC pulled ahead to win 56-28. Williams passed for 4 touchdowns before leaving the game, and as it should have been, he dominated in this one. This game immediately showed that Williams can both pass and run, as the first appealing play was this triple option where Williams took it himself. But outside of that, his athleticism was a heavy showcase in this one. I can't particularly point out a negative athletic play, as you're either athletic or not. Using his athleticism in the wrong ways fell under decision making, which I will discuss in a moment. Back to his athleticism, I found 7 notable athletic plays in this one, and I saw it most in his ability to bounce outside and avoid incoming tacklers. On this play, he forced 2 missed tackles on the outside, and according to PFF, he had 1 more in this matchup, which is the 3rd most he's had in a game this year. Reads were also a present positive in this one, and his ability to read a defense and process the coverage is at a high level. San Jose State's coverage packages weren't the most unique in this game, but on several occasions, Williams put together great reads for big plays. On this play, for example, he reads the cover 3 zone and notices number 14 is sticking to the 2nd level, allowing for Zachariah Branch to get open. Williams had his eyes there the whole play. Most of these reads also came through read option / triple option. When simply dropping back, most of his impressive reads came through the 2nd level, providing his top receivers with yak opportunities. Mechanics were also a big part of this game, but nothing surprising as Williams can make some great arm adjustments according to the pressure. It actually becomes a negative in one of these later games, so stay tuned for that. On the negative end in this one, decision making was not too hot. A lot of plays were handed to him not just using his good reading abilities, but also the play calling using motions to get a check down wide open. I'm sure you guys know exactly what play call I'm talking about, but this is really only a negative because he never had enough opportunities to show it. I counted 3 plays that decision making factored heavily into, and one of them was a negative one. This is that negative play, as against this cover 3, he passes up several opportunities to deliver passes that could have gone for positive yardage. He relies on his scrambling ability instead and delivers a smothered pass for no gain. Other than that, I wish I just saw more opportunities. Most other traits stayed neutral in this one, like his accuracy, which saw 4 positive plays and 2 negative ones, poise being the same ratio, and pocket presence also having that ratio. Final statistics in this one included 15 good plays and 5 bad plays, a 75% positivity rate. This is the 2nd highest positivity rate throughout these 5 games, so stay tuned for that number 1. An even more impressive statistical performance from Williams in this one, which is what you expect in a 66-14 blowout. Yet, from my film observations, this game was less impressive than the San Jose State game with less takeaways overall. The biggest positive in this one was easily his accuracy, with 7 good plays to only 1 bad play. Throughout this game, Williams was able to use his nice mechanics to make quick throws, deep throws, you name it. He showed it on the first drive, throwing a perfect over-the-shoulder touchdown pass to Branch. I don't know why all of my examples are of Branch, but the point gets across. His accuracy also shows at all 3 levels of the field, whether it be in the deep game as just displayed, or even in the short game while on the run or while the receiver is in stride. Here's an example of Williams excelling in the short game. While this pass was a little low, he was able to make the adjustment to make the throw and hit his guy in stride. Athleticism returns to the top traits section, showing immediately in this play here. This man blitz gets to Williams quick, and he's able to get off a rusher and outrun several defenders to the sideline before launching a nice ball downfield. We understand his athleticism already, but this game better showed his deep speed, like on this play, where he almost took it 61 yards to the house. Reads also popped out in this one, just like the game against San Jose State. Obviously, reads are more important against better defenses, so we'll save this conversation for later. Honestly, I have no negative traits to pull away from this one. Every trait that I pulled away in notable clips had 2 or more positive plays compared to negative plays, including accuracy, which had 6. Some of the traits would fall into neutrality though, like his decision making, which received 5 good plays and 2 bad plays. It was a significant improvement from the San Jose State game, but overall, it still needs to be better if he wants to be impactful in the NFL. Poise also received this neutral tag, as only 4 plays heavily showcased his poise. 3 of the 4 plays were good ones, including this first down pass. Despite no traits being negative, this was still slightly worse than the San Jose State game. 12 plays were good and 5 plays were bad, leading to a 70.6% positivity rate. We now make it to the game that I believe he had the best performance in this season. Their 52-10 win over Stanford was so dominant, and Williams contributed to 4 of their 7 offensive touchdowns. There was 1 small string of bad plays in a row, and that was it for Williams in this one. If this puts it into perspective, backup Miller Moss nearly threw the same amount of passes as Williams in this one. Anyways, accuracy was once again the best trait in this matchup. 5 positive to 0 negative, and a lot of them actually came in the back half of his All-22 film. His earliest example was at 12:43 left in the first half, where he threw a very nice comeback ball that would have been caught if there was no pass interference. Close coverage too, he just held on. Outside of that, 4 of the last 5 plays I pointed out came out as nice accuracy plays. I'm going to combine arm talent, which was another top trait in this one, and I'm actually going to showcase how he absolutely rocketed this ball 65 yards downfield accurately. Actually, most of these accurate balls were in the short and medium game, like this one that put the Trojans on the goal line. Reads also returns here, but as I previously stated, it's more important against higher end defenses. With opponents averaging 34 points per game, Stanford isn't the greatest example. I do really like this read though, as he's able to be deceiving with the play action and deliver this pass efficiently. On the negative side, poise makes an appearance simply because it was showcased in only 2 plays and it was split evenly. It's not Williams' fault that Stanford had 0 answer in the pass rush. In a neutral standpoint, I have athleticism with 1 play appearance, but I also have decision, and that's because of this play. Pretty nice coverage by Stanford here, and Williams fails to notice that. I don't know why he thought this receiver was open, but if the DB was paying attention to this ball, this is a dangerous pass and could have been intercepted. Stanford didn't have a lot to note, so this will come to a close here. 12 good plays to 2 bad plays resulted in a positivity rate of 85.7%. the highest in this video. Now, you Caleb Williams haters were waiting for this one. Here are the 2 games with the most bad plays. Enter in primetime Notre Dame. Alright, how do I put this in a nice way? Notre Dame had a good defensive performance? Okay, just straight up, this was Caleb Williams' worst game of his career. There were more positive plays than negative plays, but turning the ball over 3 times is going to result in a concerning matchup. He still did have 2 traits that I enjoyed in this one. Athleticism is where it begins, and it's just very clear that he's got dual threat upside if he can improve a couple mental passing traits. Anyways, 3 positive plays to 0 negative plays is the best Williams had in this one. It showed a lot in his speed and ability to bounce outside, just like the San Jose State matchup. This play is a good example, as he outruns a Notre Dame defender and is able to force a missed tackle. This was his only missed tackle of the game. Arm talent was also on showcase in this one, and it's very clear that he has one hell of an arm. As I said before, he has the traits, but some of the mental work is going to need improvement. On this one, he's able to step into a closed pocket and rocket this ball deep to Brendan Rice. Notre Dame defensive back Benjamin Morrison, who is actually highly scouted, interfered with this one to prevent it. Now, let's talk about these lingering negatives. Heads up, there's 4 of them. The worst trait in this one was his decision making, which is so crucial for his NFL translation. Lots of bad decisions in this one involving forced passes, which also resulted in 2 of his 3 interceptions. That's one problem with Williams. He forces too many passes and relies on his passing traits to get him places in the air. Mentally, he just struggles to make the best decision. This one was just terrible. He steps up into the pocket, and already being down 2 scores, he tries to force a pass into double coverage, and it was easily picked off. This looked like he made the decision way too fast. Most of his forced passes came under pressure, which brings up his second concern in this one, poise. He was under pressure so much in this one, but that's outside the point. He's just got to be better. That's also why pocket presence was a bad trait in this one. He struggles to know when to escape, and this isn't an abnormal occurrence like his poise. A majority of games, he struggles to time his escape properly and goes down. In this clip here, he tries to escape and then just reroutes it to the opposite side of the field. Over there is another defender, and he goes down. He had the right side of the field open to scramble, and even if he doesn't, he has his running back as a check down as well. Plays like these continued on, including very late in the game. The second to last play I factored in involved bad pocket presence. Accuracy was also a bad trait in this one, but only because it was an abnormal performance out of Caleb Williams. The overall positivity rate in this one came out to a 51.5%, 17 good plays and 16 bad plays. Final game of this video, their home loss against Utah. Utah has been their kryptonite over the last 2 seasons, and while Williams could have had a better game, it was not as bad as the Notre Dame game. Athleticism pokes out yet again as a top trait in Caleb Williams' game. 5 good plays in this one, including one of the first plays of the game. He receives pressure without an open receiver, and through his patience, he finally got a hole and used his top-tier quarterback speed to explode through and get a first down. If there is anything you can take out of Williams as a quarterback prospect, you should take away that he has so many elite traits that a scarce amount of quarterbacks have a combination of. He also did a nice job of reading Utah's defense in this one too. Here's an epitome. Deep ball here, and he sees that this Utah transition is going to be late. Because of that, his receiver is going to be a step ahead, and he has the traits and flexibility to rocket the ball downfield. Fantastic ball overall, but that read being there the entire time helped out a lot. These reads are typical in Williams' game, and honestly, it's the one mental trait that he does super well. Accuracy was also a crucial component in this one, but I want to get to the negatives. He is now 0-3 against Utah in his career. Any shocker that the biggest negative in this one was pocket presence? There were so many plays in this game where he ran into sacks or nearly ran into sacks, and it's still a massive concern for his future in the NFL. I don't want to discuss too much more about how mediocre his pocket presence is. I want these near back-to-back clips to prove it. Other than that, his mechanics were a slight problem, but it's normally great out of Williams. His positivity rate in this one was a 53.9%, 14 good plays and 12 bad plays. Is Caleb Williams going to be a generational NFL quarterback? Comment down below and tell me what you think. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I have a lot of NFL draft positional rankings coming out in the next couple months, and if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. Once again, I'm Chase Keller from Chase Keller Journalism, and thank you guys so much for choosing this channel as your source of sports coverage. I'll see you guys in the next video.